Hello and welcome back to my channel and to a new video. This is very spontaneous and this is very much a classic for me to do when I don't know what I'm going to film, but I also really wanted to film and I also really wanted to do my makeup because I'm FaceTiming my friend today, but I also feel like I haven't done my makeup in so long that I really wanted to do my makeup. Yeah, I just really wanted to chat because obviously, although I'm FaceTiming a friend tonight, I don't chat to many people anymore because of COVID-19, which is basically what this video is kind of going to be about it, and I don't really want to talk about it as a topic of a thing, but I want to talk about how it's affected me in some ways because I feel like I haven't addressed really how the thing was affecting me. But before we get into this, I kind of crinkled my hair. I like it, but it's not going to obviously last that long. I just thought I would try it out with my new straighteners because I actually love them. They're basically the same as my old ones I had many years ago. I don't know what happened to them. But I got new Stafford ones that I left in Portsmouth. But anyway, before we get into this video, please give it a huge thumbs up, please comment down below, please subscribe, and please follow my social media, that is in the description. Without further ado, let's get on with the video. So, for today's video, if you hadn't guessed, I am doing a chatty get ready with me. Like I said, I am FaceTiming a friend later, and I really wanted to do my makeup for it because I just feel like I haven't really looked good to leave that. Like I was leaving the house in the whole week. I've done my makeup for the last time I filmed the video, which the video was an hour long. Can I just point out the videos before that you should see before this one is probably shorter. But that's because I had less time. But yeah, today I've actually written 400 words of my methodology for my disso, so I'm pretty happy. But anyway, we're just going to talk about, I'm not really going to talk about COVID-19 as a thing, because we all know what it is, we all know what's happened, we all know how it's affected the world. I'm just going to talk about it, talk about how it's actually affected me in my whole, life. So, I'm going to start off, I am not putting concealer on because I don't have my concealer with me, and the one I was using is too dark for me and it looks horrible. The one I have here is this Maybelline one. I bought it, the first year of Christmas because I actually left it in Portsmouth and it's too dark for my face, let's put it this way. It doesn't blend in very well and I just don't like it. So we're just going to start off with bronzer. I am using this Bourjois one. I did bring my Topshop one back, but I actually have loads of bronzers that I was clearing out my I'm just going to turn my TV off. I was clearing out my makeup boxes when I moved back home, and I found a load of bronzers that I wanted to keep and try, and I probably should try other ones as well, but I'm going to go with the Bourjois one today. This is in colour, I don't know, but I remember buying this because Zoe was obsessed with it, and I still like Zoe's vlogs, but not as much as I used to love them, and I literally followed because she bought this. I was like, I'm going to buy it. This is what my sister has to do with everything. So, I'm going to try and do this because I can't wait to go get my mirror, so we're going to have to try and do this. I'm also using a different brush because I can't find my other one. So, I can't see much on this one, but I've not used this. I got this for my birthday from my friends. No, but I feel like my mum's going to knock on my door in a minute. So this whole COVID-19 situation, it's affected me big time, but I'm not letting it get me down because I can't, if that makes sense. If I let it get me down, I'm just gonna let it affect everything, and I just got to get on with my life because I don't know how long this is gonna go on for. So it's basically, obviously you all know. Okay, I need to clip my hair back. I was a final year student at Portsmouth. Sorry, I need to find my hair grip, but I don't know where it is. Oh, I put them down somewhere the other day, and you know I just don't know where things are. Okay. Sorry, this is a really bad video already. So you know how I'm a final year student at uni, Portsmouth Uni, and if any of you have been final years or in other years of uni and have imagined your final year, I'm guessing you don't imagine your final year to be put on hold because of a situation meaning you can't go into uni and you might not get your graduation. And like everyone's saying they're gonna postpone it, but like we haven't heard anything like about our graduation. Nothing has been said, and like I would rather know if it's gonna be postponed than not know a thing. And I hate this waiting around business for it, because I don't care about waiting around for my exams when that's gonna be. I don't care about waiting around for when my due dates are. I just want to know if we're getting a graduation or not. And I know everyone's like, oh, it will get postponed. I'm like, we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know how long it's going to last. And I'm not being funny, but I'm doing a master's next year. And I would love to be able to have a graduation before I get through all that. So, you know, it just kind of sucks because we're not hearing anything. And I just don't like this waiting around business. But, yeah, so this whole situation has really affected my uni, because I've had to come home from uni, and I was originally I was planning to stay in Portsmouth even when uni finished, partly because I was working still. This time last week was the day everything changed. So the day I'm filming this is Monday the 30th of March, so a week ago on a Monday the 23rd. I don't think it was the 23rd, but I'm going to have a look. Oh, it was the 23rd. Monday the 23rd of March. Let me just turn this off and sleep because I feel like you can probably hear it. Monday the 23rd of March was the day Boris gave the speech to say basically you can only go out for if you have to go to a necessary food shop, 1 walk a day, and unless you have to go to work. And that's when everything changed. So the day before I was still working, I had to close the shop, Hollywood Bowl, and then I stopped working for however long this is going to go on for. Also, I'm using the Rimmel blush in Live Pink. I bought this many years ago. So I was still originally planning to stay in Portsmouth, and then Monday morning came last week, and I mentioned this in my vlog. I remember mentioning it in my vlog because I had a breakdown last Monday morning because I called my parents because I missed, and my dad said it's probably best I came home, so I had to basically accept that I was coming back way earlier than I planned to. I planned to move most of my stuff home as I did, and I was like, yeah, I don't want to be at home, but I have to be. I didn't have anything really keeping me in Portsmouth anyway, like no uni, no work. My housemates, it's not I didn't spend time with them, it was just that basically it was a bit weird because my housemate was umming and ahhing who was going to go home. My other housemate was going home. I'm going to sneeze. My other housemate was umming and ahhing whether he was going home. And then my other housemate was going home and was saying he went home. He was going to go home on Tuesday, and then the whole Boris speech in the evening came up. Oh, come on. I'm running out of hand sanitizer like big time. Because you have baby wipes and a bathroom right next door to me. And he was like, oh, I'm going to come back in a week. And in my head I was like, no, because there's probably going to be a lockdown by then. And what was right. And so he didn't go home. He didn't go home. And then when we had that lockdown news, so that's why originally I was up an hour, and then my dad was like, you should come home. So I had to message my auntie saying, can you pick me up on Thursday last week? Originally, so I had time to pack my room up, and partly pack my room up, but also just get used to going, like, the idea, and also getting the chance to spend time with my housemates again before. Then Boris made his speech. Then my housemate Josh and Kyle all frantically were like, no, we're going home today. And I was like, my auntie can't come and pick me up this late at night, so she had to pick me up on the Tuesday morning. But as soon as they made the decision, it made it very much easier for me to come home, because they were the two I was closest with in my house. And they're the ones I spent like all my time with. So I haven't done any more makeup since my blush because of my nose. Remember that Monday night I was frantically packing my room, my stuff. Like I brought all my clothes from my drawers down, chucked it in my case. I didn't even fold them up. I'm only using this NYX Sprinkle Town highlighter, Pop and Rock, I think it's called. Yeah, Pop and Rock. I'm actually going to use an eyeshadow brush for this because I don't really like. I like that brush, but it's not really a highlighter. So I'm just gonna. But yeah. So this whole situation with COVID-19 is really affected because I didn't want to move out till like the last week of July. So my tenancy runs out on August the 1st at midday. So I've got to be out, all my stuff and my keys have got to be left there and my stuff has to be out there by that date. Hopefully. It will happen. My plan is, even if like this thing's over but I'm still here by the middle of July, I might as well just stay here and ask my auntie to take my up there, pick up the rest of my stuff and leave my keys there so I can get the rest of my stuff, or pay for a train ticket for me and my mum and we'll go to the train there. But the problem I have is obviously I still work, and if this is all over, my job's going to be back open. Well, not open, but back there, and I don't want to lose my job because I'm going back and forth in September, so I'm going to have to talk to them. I'd love to be there for the reopening of it though, not going to lie. But yeah, so this has affected me big time because I did not plan to move out until August. And then obviously things change and plans change when I had to actually like come home. And I'm not gonna lie, like I thought I was gonna be like miserable about coming back. I didn't think I was gonna be like very like happy about being back in Red Hill, being back in my house, home, my childhood room, my parents' flat. Bearing in mind, my room doesn't feel like it was a childhood room. Sorry, one sec. I'm gonna pick that up. So my room don't feel like it was my childhood room because, sorry, let me just get comfortable again. Because my room has been decorated. So my room was bright pink, if you don't remember from the old vlogs and videos. Bright pink, and bearing in mind that was bright pink from the age from when I was, how old was I? Like 13, 14 to like 22. So, well, and most of my 23. So, but to be fair, I wasn't here for most of the time I was 23. So, didn't really have to deal with the pink. But it was like to the point where I'm like, you know what? Now that my room's been decorated, it feels like a bit more mature. I've actually adjusted to being home a lot quicker, a lot more better than I thought. I'm actually going to use my Roxy palette today. I didn't bring my Safe palettes back with me, which I'm kind of gutted about, but I've got my Roxy ones, so I'm happy with it. And it's not like I'm going to need it to go out the house, right? So I'm going to start with Cookie, and then underneath I'm going to do some pinks, because I really want to do a pink colour lid. So I have been home for like a week tomorrow, and I've actually not had I have not actually cried about being home since Monday last week. When I hugged, the last time I actually think I cried, like sad cry, was when my housemate Josh went home. Because obviously everyone, I'm like, people know I'm the closest with him, and he's like my best friend. And it's sad because I don't know when I'm next going to see him. And I was really excited to celebrate his birthday with him this year in the house. His birthday's the beginning of July, and I don't know what's going to happen, so yeah, it kind of sucks. But at the same point, I can't, like, it's not that big of a deal compared to like trying to help save someone's life by staying inside. But yeah, so I came home, and I've only cried at like when I've been watching films. So I nearly cried at High School Musical today. Don't ask me why, because like it's not really a crying film, but I think the reason is I think my body wants to cry, but I'm just trying to stop myself from crying. I don't have a reason to cry, I'm not actually that sad. But yeah, also, so this whole COVID-19 has obviously affected me in the fact that like my deadlines have been extended, and I'm going to get onto what how mine has now been extended, but it was extended by 5 days each of them, and I really don't think that's enough time for when you're going through a global pandemic and you have no clue like what's happening. It's all so much uncertainty, and you're a bit worried about everything, that everything is a bit up and down and up in the air, that when they say to you, oh yeah, so we're gonna like, you know, extend the deadlines by 5 days. Some of them that's fine, because if you've got a bank holiday it kind of makes it longer. But if not, it's a bit of a like, well, what am I to do now? Because, be honest with you, I don't think I can do a deadline in an extra 5 days with this is all happening, because today was the first day I've done uni work in 2 weeks. And bearing in mind, I kept telling myself last week to do uni work. I got home on Tuesday, spent the whole day unpacking. Wednesday I was like, okay, I'm going to do uni work today. I wrote a sentence and I left it. And I didn't know uni work until today. Bearing in mind, when you see this, it'll probably be like second week of April. Kind of, like third week of April if not. Because I've got 2 other videos going up before this, which you would have seen. But so we got an email last week saying if you were self-isolating due to government government recommendations that you're self-isolating, you can apply for an ECF. So I did. An ECF is basically a chance that gives you extra time. You can hand it in on the late submission, but you don't get capped at 40 with the late submission, which obviously I don't want to get capped at 40 for handing in late when I'm literally handing in late, because this whole thing has affected my motivation, my mindset, my mental health and everything. Like, you cannot expect someone to get it done in 5 days, especially when they've got 3 pieces of coursework bearing in mind one of them is the dissertation. For those uni students, they know how hard a dissertation is. It's not something you can simply just do like that. And yeah, some people start it in September and they get like nearly finished by this time. Some of us don't, and it's not because we're like, everyone. The thing is, lecturers will say you're just unorganised, and I'm like, no, not really. It is a point where if you can't motivate yourself to do it enough, and you can't force yourself to do it, you can't do it. And I'm not gonna force myself to write something that could be absolutely crap, just for the sake of getting it nearly done. I'd rather have less time and get a good grade than more time and get a crap grade, if that makes sense. For me, I work under pressure better than I do when I don't have the pressure. And like at the beginning of the year, I didn't have the pressure, and also last term, I'm not saying it's a write-off, but it was a term when I just didn't know. I was not myself. I didn't know. Literally felt lost. And when I feel lost, I don't want to do work. I don't put my hardest work into anything. So that's what happened last year, well, last term. But yeah, so I got an extra 10 days after that extended 5 days, so that's perfect. Even though my dissertation is now due in on the same day as my exam for strategic management comes out. Now here is the thing that COVID-19 has done to me. So you know how exams happen. I had 2 exams this year, and one of them was one you had to go physically and write, or I had to sit in a sports hall for. So of course that couldn't exactly happen physically. But my other one was an online multiple choice exam. Now bearing in mind now, that online multiple choice exam has been cancelled completely, and that unit is just one thing, and it's one piece of coursework that makes no sense, and I still don't understand, and it's like, it was meant to be during last Friday, thank God it's not. But by the time you see this, I'll probably have to hand it in. Either probably have had to hand it in, or it'll be close to hand-in date, and I will be panicking. Because I don't understand the piece of coursework at all. That is project management. And my whole unit is now based on that one piece of coursework I have. It's not part of the other. It's not part of the what's it called? What was I saying? No, there's no exam part of that unit now. So it's like I can only get assessed on one thing, and if I fail that piece of coursework, I fail the unit, and I kind of think that's a bit unfair, because I don't understand how you can't put an online multiple choice exam as an online multiple choice exam that you do at home. I emailed her asking her, and her response was because if people have internet issues or technical problems. And I'm like, okay, now here's the other thing. My other unit, that was a physical walk-in exam, is now an online exam. That's a 24-hour exam. And I'm like, but that's been put online. So if that's been put online, then there clearly is no technical internet problems about it. Like, if you have it, you don't. But it's like, I don't think it's fair that I get it taken away from me and I have one thing. And like, she just doesn't understand. Like, now I'm stressing because if I fail this coursework, I fail the unit, and I don't want to fail the unit. I nearly failed a unit last year, and I would have been gutted. The year before I failed a unit, my first year, didn't understand it. Luckily, first year's a write-off. Otherwise, it would break my heart. It just literally, I just don't understand. But that is the way COVID-19 has really affected one unit. That makes no sense. I'm still trying to understand how an online exam can be cancelled compared to a normal exam isn't cancelled. And I'm actually grateful for that, because as much as the strategic course I can actually understand, I'm actually going to put some glitter on. And, oh. Okay. Oh, crap. Wrong thing. Oh. But yeah, so that's that. COVID-19 also affected my workplace, but I'm not really that bothered about that because I'm still getting paid. So, Hollywood Bowl are very generous to their workers, surprisingly. Hollywood Bowl actually are giving us 4 weeks full pay, and then we should find out by today, the day I'm filming this, what's going to happen after that. Luckily after 4 weeks full pay, I also will be getting my student loans, so I will have money that I don't need. And I'm actually, bearing in mind, because I am home, I'm helping my parents out, because I know, so I'm going full overboard my eyes, but I love eyeshadow and I don't care. Like, I'm not going anywhere, so my work has had to shut. On the Friday the 20th, we got a message saying Hollywood Bowl will be shutting at 7 PM that night, and then over the weekend, whoever was on rota that the weekend had to go in and do the clean up and close. And it was actually kind of fun and also kind of nice, because it was kind of like a last chance to see people before we closed for however long. And I hadn't been there for like 10-11 days before that, no, 12 days before that, because I had holiday booked the weekend before and I only work Saturday, Sunday and Mondays, so, and I wasn't in the Monday that week, so literally it was really nice to go in and see everyone, but it was really kind of emotional on a Sunday because I had to say goodbye to the place for a while. And yeah, so that happened, and then that's part of the other reason I had decided to go home. I had no reason to stay. Like my housemate who's still in the house in Portsmouth right now, he's basically shown as his workplace is a supermarket. He works in Sainsbury's, so he still has to stay in Portsmouth because he's still working. And I mean, I would hate that, because it's like, yeah, wouldn't want to work in this situation because it would just not be proper working. I'm not wearing mascara because I could not be able to wipe that off tonight. So I had to, but like I'm home and it's all good. And you know, as much as all this sucks, because I don't know when my graduation is happening. I'm probably not gonna get grad ball. I'll gate crash grad ball next year. I mean, technically it'll be a grad ball for me anyway, because I am gonna be with my masters. So I'm just gonna, and I've got friends who are gonna be in final year next year, so it makes sense. I'm just gonna get my lipstick behind my camera because it just makes sense to, you know, gate crash next year's, because I don't get to go this year. But it's like a lot of my things are getting cancelled. We were meant to go on a girls' holiday this year. We haven't booked it, luckily, but we're planning to go on a girls' holiday, and obviously we don't know when this is going to be over. My friend's meant to start her placement in June, so there's a likelihood is we will not get a chance to go on a girls' holiday for a while. If not this year, maybe next year, but still it's a bit hectic. But all in all, I am trying my hardest to stay positive. It's been a week since being back home and I've actually not been bored yet. Luckily for me, well, not luckily for me, this is not my job, but I still like doing YouTube, so editing has become a thing. I've actually been editing every day. I'm currently editing a vlog as I speak. I bought Amazon Fire Stick to watch like Netflix and everything, and Disney Plus on my TV, so now I've become obsessed with Disney Plus. I literally have watched Monsters Inc., Moana, first three of the Avengers films, watching the last one tonight after filming this and after FaceTime. I watched High School Musical 1, 2 and 3 today. It's literally become my favourite thing. So like, you know, that's kept me company. I've got a Switch, that's keeping me busy because Animal Crossing is like my life now. And I've just got uni work still to do, and I know it's really hard to be motivated with uni work right now, but if you are a uni student, I have one bigger piece of advice. force yourself to do it. I was not motivated today whilst doing when I was doing my uni work, but I still managed to do 400 words because I knew I had to do it, so I did. I'm just gonna put this lipstick on, and then I'm gonna be done with this video. I really want to do a Q&A, so if you see this video, please send me in any questions you have. I'm going to keep posting it on Twitter until I do get quite a few questions. So, it had a hook. But yeah, I really want to do a Q&A. So if you have any questions, comment them down below and I will answer them. Because I haven't done a Q&A in about a year. And I love doing Q&As. I don't know why. Yeah, so feel free to send me questions. But yeah, one thing I do beg, if this is a few weeks' time, I don't know what's going to happen because obviously Boris said in 3 weeks' time he will look at how it's doing and then see if he needs to make the whole lockdown thing stricter or whatever. So my answer to you guys is it's probably going to get stricter. I'm not going to lie to you. Please, listen to what Boris is saying. I know Boris isn't the greatest person. He made us wait ages for a lockdown when it should have been done ages ago, considering kind of glad it wasn't, because otherwise I'd have had to like not do my show, that show competition. But at the same point, this should have been done a long time ago. Now, please stay inside. Stop going outside and hanging out with friends, because the longer you do that, the more you do that, the longer we are going to be stuck inside. The longer shops are going to be shut. The longer you ain't going to get to go to the pub if you want to go for a drink. Trust me, it's hard. I get it. I don't like being indoors myself. To be fair, this is like I was before uni, and that's why I don't like it, because I'm going back to who I was before I started uni, and I don't like it. But the point is, you just got to find things to keep you occupied. FaceTime your friends, play games, I don't know, do a puzzle, I don't know. Do anything to keep yourself busy, but don't go outside and hang out with your friends. I know you want to see them. I want to see my friends. Trust me, I really do. I would do anything, just call my friend up right now and say, hey, do you want to go for a drive? But we can't do that. So, please stay home, stay safe, and this will be all over before you know it. But anyway, I'm gonna go. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up, please comment down below, please subscribe, and I will see you again soon in another video.